Whoa, that is not the right. Yeah, there we go. Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I'm playing, for the very first time, Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations. I've played the first two games, and I've also played Ghost Trick, if that counts. Let me turn down the volume of the game on your end. So, yeah. I do have experience with this series, off stream. Yeah, this seems pretty loud compared to what I'm saying. Well, no, actually it doesn't. It seems pretty okay. Is the game audio quiet in relation to me or loud in relation to me? I'll keep it like this. I can pretty easily move it out. So I played the first game on the 3DS trilogy pack, and then I played the second game on the Switch with that trilogy pack. Now the third game I'm playing on Steam, so go. I'm hoping to get through the tutorial today, at least. Maybe. Episode 1, Turnabout Memories. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. Oh, God, no. I'm not gonna be able to handle this tonight, aren't I? Fuck. Ah! How did I get into this mess? Why? Why did I do that? That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's gonna be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that! It wasn't me. I didn't do it! Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. 5 years earlier, Mia Fey's second trial. Oh. April 11th. It's finally time. I'm kind of nervous. Oh! Oh, Mr. Grossberg, good morning. Mia, please calm yourself down. You're gonna get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior, you know. What are you talking about? I am relaxed, Mr. Grossberg. Look at me. I'm relaxed. Let go of my lapels. You obviously haven't gotten the temperament to be a lawyer. I'm so sorry. It's just that I'm so nervous today. Oh, that's right. This is your first time in the big leagues, isn't it? Well, never you fear, my dear. I, Marvin Grossberg, am at your service. Actually, this is my second time in court. Still, you surprised me, what with your earnest request last night. Let me handle this case, you suddenly said, and quite forcefully, too. I just found out yesterday, about the case, I mean. What? You've already learned all the relevant facts? Well, about that. You see, I mean, Of course I have, I think. Oh dear. In any case, don't let our client see her so nervous. See the poor man in the pink sweater over there? That's our client. Good morning there, everybody. Good morning. Try to keep smiling, Mia. I just wanted to say, I'll give it my all. I'll give it all I got. What? How did I read that like that? Yep, it'll be fine. No problem. Chew. I need to turn this game down on my. I need to do some live audio mix. It is way too fucking loud. I'm gonna then put the audio up on here. That is not how I do it. Yeah. Let me know if this is too quiet still. Oh. What's wrong? You have a cold or something, Mr. Rye? Actually, it's right. Like the Flying Brothers. People screw it up all the time. And yes, I have a cold. That's what this mask is for. My doc says this way, I don't give it to anyone else. Be kind to others, he says. Right, Mr. Wright. You have nothing to fear in court today. You are truly innocent. I promise I will save you. He's let go of my shirt. Ah! That's right. He's the one on trial, not you. He's the one who should be nervous. You need to stay strong for your client, Mia. My name is Mia Fey. I'm still pretty new at this lawyer thing. The first time I appeared in court was a year ago. That trial traumatized me so badly I thought I'd never set foot in another courtroom. It's been 1 year since then, and well, here I am again. This time I'm going to win. My client, for myself. Court is now in session for the trial of Phoenix Wright. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense today is Miss Mia Fey, was it? Yes, Your Honor. Is there a problem? I was under the impression that Marvin Grossberg was to be leading the defense. Yes, well, you see, Mr. Grossberg had a bit of an emergency. Emergency? But isn't that him standing there right next to you? Yes, well, you're just a rookie. Are you sure you can really handle this? Don't let him scare you, Mia. Give him your toughest look. Of course, Your Honor. I think. Well, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please. Well. I can't believe a veteran like me has to spend his time babysitting a new defense lawyer. Don't worry, little girl. It will all be over soon. What was that all about? What is he trying to trash talk? Was he trying to trash talk me? Now then, I'd like to proceed with a summary of events on the day in question. The incident occurred on the campus of Ivy University. The murder victim was a student named Doug Swallow. That's a porn star name if I've ever heard one. He was a fourth-year student studying pharmacology. It sounds like he was a very bright young man. Yes, well, next we have a photo taken at the scene of the crime. Students discovered this scene shortly after the murder. They found the victim's body, and the defendant, who had obviously bungled his getaway, They then called the police. That certainly makes the defendant look very suspicious indeed. Very well. The court accepts this photo into the record as evidence. Crime photo 1 added court record. By the way, can't quite tell the cause of death from this photo. Your reputation for sagacity is well earned, Your Honor. The truth is that this victim died in a rather unusual death. An unusual death? What do you mean, Mr. Payne? Well, perhaps the defense would like to take this question. Huh? A simple question. I thought I might loosen you up a bit. I am a genteel man, if you will. What? Stand up to him, Mia. Show him what you're made of. Perfect opportunity. Well, what was it? The cause? Go on. Please say you know at least this much. I'm so sorry, I didn't get a chance to read through the whole file. My hemorrhoids are beginning to act up. Bro, this guy is me, for real, for real. Now see here. Details of the case are filed under the court record. You knew that already, didn't you? Oh, yeah. Yep. That is a broken electrical wire, and that is, an umbrella. Ah, the court record. I think I can see that by pressing tab. All of the weapons we need can be found in the court record. Take a good hard look at the data there, and think carefully before you answer, my dear. Yes, sir, I'll do just that. Got to stay calm. I can't let that prosecutor get the better of me. Court record. Okay, let's take a look. I just pressed tab here. Cause of death was... Date and time of death, April 9th at 3 p.m. Cause of death was a fatal electric shock. Proof of my profession. The first and last time I wore it was a year ago. Hey, Payne, look at this badge. Now then, would the attorney for the defense please answer the question? What was the cause of death? Electrocution. According to the court record, it was a fatal electric shock. In other words, electrocution. Electrocution. How could such a thing happen? Did the murderer use some type of new, super powerful stun gun, perhaps? The answer to that will become crystal clear as this thing proceeds, Your Honor. But before that, there is one more vital issue. What's that? Why, motive, of course. Apparently there was some bad blood between the victim and the defendant. Bad blood? What do you mean? Oopsie, I'm terribly sorry. You're the defense attorney, so you must know all about it. I shouldn't be stealing your spotlight like this. I really don't like this guy's smug attitude. That's Winston Payne for you. He is one smooth operator, if you catch my drift. They don't call him the rookie killer for nothing, you know. Now then, let's hear from the defense. What was the source of the bad blood between the victim and the defendant? This time, I would like to see some supporting evidence. Evidence? No need to get all worked up over this. As I said, all our weapons can be found in the court record. Find the evidence you need, and then shove it in old Greybeard's face. Yes, sir. Does bring the pain. He is a pain. He is the hemorrhoids Grossberg is experiencing. Mr. Grossberg, try to set a better example for the young lady. Mia, evidence isn't the only thing in the court record. People's profiles are as well. You can toggle between profiles and evidence with tabs, so just be sure to get it all. Just be sure to go over it all. Now then, let's see what you got. What was the cause of the bad blood between Phoenix Wright and the victim? My client, a third-year art student at Ivy University, currently has a cold. The victim, he was a fourth-year pharmacology student at Ivy University. Dahlia Hawthorne, Phoenix Wright's girlfriend, dated the victim Doug Swallow up until 8 months ago. Hello, Ultima. How's it going? I'm gonna see if I can play this on the weeknights because I desperately want to stream more. This seems like a fun game to do. Do some shitty voice acting. I'm doing good. I'm very sleepy today, but I'm doing my best. The reason for bad blood between the two of them was this woman here. Dahlia Hawthorne, is it? Very good, Miss Faye. You seem to have picked up on at least this much. This woman is the girlfriend of the defendant, Phoenix Wright. But up until about 8 months ago, she was with the victim, Mr. Swallow. Clearly, she has some part to play in this story. He's done it again. Before the cross-examination starts, he's already got the judge thinking like he wants. Hell yeah. I'll punch Payne in his fucking pompadour. Very well, Mr. Payne. Please call your first witness. If it pleases the court, the prosecution would like to call Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? The defendant himself? Well, Miss Faye? Fine, after all, Mr. Wright is innocent, right? The defense has no objection. Very well. The court calls Mr. Phoenix Wright to the witness stand. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Oh, yes. My name is Phoenix Wright. Wait. Actually. My job is, well, right now I guess I'm a suspect. No, he means what you did before you were arrested. Oh, chew. I was a university student. No, I'm not. I could do my hand. I could use my hand for it. Mr. Wright, you understand that you are suspected in the death of your... But I didn't do it. I'm innocent. I tell you. I'm telling you, I was... The defendant, please refrain from passing on his cold to the rest of us. It seems the witness has something he wants to say. Well then, Mr. Wright. Please tell us about your relation to the victim. Right away, Your Honor. The victim and I admit I was there. But I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. British? I see. So you hardly knew the victim. Right, like I said, I'm not a killer. Ugh. Like the judge understands. You're being naive, you know? Too naive. Huh? It seems that you've forgotten one small thing, young lady. And that would be... This witness still has to undergo something called cross-examination. Cross-examination? He's right. And it's the defense's duty to carry out the cross-examination. The purpose is to determine if a witness's testimony contains any contradictions. Contradictions? If a witness is lying, their statements will conflict with the court record. But Mr. Wright is my client. Even if he is your client, in court, all lies must be struck down. As a lawyer, that is your duty, you see. What does he mean by that? Is he saying that testimony just now, there was a lie? Contradiction? Listen, Mia, everybody lies. Now then, your cross-examination, if you please, Ms. Fay. Please, Mr. Wright, tell me you haven't been lying. You wouldn't do that to me, would you? Oh. Alright, time to actually play the game. I admit I was there. When you say there, you mean the place where the victim was murdered? Yeah, sort of. The place where something happened anyway. Something? You can't hide what happened. We have photographic evidence. Achoo, 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 achoo. Anyway, Mr. Wright, what were you doing at the scene of the crime? I thought you said you didn't know the victim, Mr. Swallow. It was just a coincidence. We bumped into each other by accident. Coincidence, huh? But I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. You say you found the body. So who called the police? Huh? Achoo, cough, achoo, cough, achoo, cough. Unfortunately, it was some other students that notified the police. Other students? That's correct. They were witnesses. Witnesses who saw the defendant standing there next to the body in shock. What? Is this true, Mr. Wright? Achoo, 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 achoo. You stop sneezing every time you're in a bind. I love stick himbo. Yes. Yeah, a common cold really fucks with the brain of a lawyer, don't it? Well, it's true that I was pretty shocked when I found the body, but I hardly knew the guy to begin with. So you didn't know his face or even his name, right? Right. Well, no. That is, I mean... So, which is it? Did you know him or not? Achoo, achoo, achoo. Now, see here, you can't avoid answering the question by sneezing all day. Well, I guess I did know his name. News to me. Why didn't he tell me that before? I heard he used to date Dolly. Who was this Dolly person? Yes, that would be the defendant's lover, Mrs. Dahlia Hawthorne. She looks like... If you drew her differently, she looks like she'd look like a JoJo character. Oh, I see. Young love, so bittersweet. But that's all I knew about him. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. How do you know he's British, then? Mr. Wright, you stated the following in your testimony. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. That's right. I mean, why would I even... That doesn't sound right. You hardly knew him. Then why would you say that the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe? Achoo. Well, Mr. Wright? No, it wasn't me. I'm no killer, I swear. Mr. Wright, I will give you an opportunity to revise your testimony. How is it that you knew the victim was, as you put it, a British wannabe? Yes, well... He was always talking around. He was always walking around with a huge Union Jack on the back of his shirt. Hold on. I have to pull up a picture. So this isn't, so this is neither here nor there, but when I think of Capcom and Union Jack, oh shit, where'd he go? Do you see that? I'm sorry if I'm fucking around a bit too much. But, yeah, apparently Hideki Kamiya had, an obsession with the Union Jack. So, I'm wondering if the victim here is supposed to be Kamiya. Did you see it at the crime scene? The Union Jack, I mean. Yes, that's right. I saw it at the crime scene. That's why I figured he must love British stuff, see? It's true, cross my heart. I swear I didn't do it. Acting fishier than the salmon I ate last night. May I ask you something, Ms. Fay? Yes, Your Honor? But now... Who is this person anyway? This Union Jack fellow? The Union Jack is the name of the United Kingdom's flag. Oh, I see. You mean like the Stars and Stripes, right? As usual, Your Honor, your insight astounds me. Something just occurred to me. Isn't there something strange about this bit just now? Mia, there was a contradiction here. Mr. Grossberg? Quickly now, show that boy you mean business. With evidence, I mean. Okay, Mia, check the court record carefully. Well, my dear? I can handle it myself. 1 year ago, I was in a courtroom just like this. It has to be Grossberg. Can't, yeah, like, it's obviously him. You mustn't try to bite off more than you can chew, Mia. I'll be fine. I know what I have to do. Remember, you can always press him to get more information. Oh, and one more thing. I've never played this game before. I've only played the first two, and Ghost Trick, if that counts. But that doesn't count because that game is like its own, like, color. But yeah, this is like my first playthrough of the game. Apparently it might be the best. So I have high expectations going into this. Okay, Mia. One more time from the very beginning of his testimony. He wasn't wearing a Union Jack in that picture.
Objection!
Are you certain you saw the Union Jack? Yeah, I'm sure. It was right there on his back. Ms. Faye. There's some point to this line of questioning. Your Honor, please take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing on the victim's back. Hey, wait a minute! He's wearing a leather jacket! Union Jack was on the back of the t-shirt he was wearing. I was under the impression that you accidentally came across the body. But if that was really the case, then you wouldn't know that, would you? Best of the main series. You'd have no idea what he was wearing under. You'd have no idea at all what he was wearing underneath that jacket. Mr. Wright, you've been lying to me. Please forgive me. Mia, you've made our client cry. Let him. That P on his chest doesn't stand for Phoenix anyway. Can't believe I trusted him. Mr. Wright was... Shut the fuck up! Shut up! That was an impressive bit of cross-examination. Thank you for uncovering the defendant's lies for me. Quite clear that this man did not simply stumble upon the scene of the crime. Uh-oh. I go too far? By the way, Mr. Wright, you seem to have a rather bad cold. Taken any medicine for it? Yeah, I took some, but... Was the medicine that you took an over-the-counter brand called Cold Killer X? Yeah, that's right. Kills colds good. Hey, wait a second. You know that I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X. Would you happen to have that medicine with you right now? Well, actually, I seem to have lost it somewhere. Lost it? Does this even have anything to do with the case? Mr. Wright, shall I tell you where your cold medicine is right now? Huh? Your Honor, I'd like you to take another look. I'd like you to take a look at another photo from the crime scene. Oh, shit. Well, obviously I see something there that could be against. What's this? In the victim's hand, it's Cold Killer X!
Objection!
Yes, but even I've got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my apartment. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that argument won't work. There's no doubt as to who this bottle of Cold Killer X belongs to. Especially since Mr. Wright's fingerprints are all over it. What? Sensing his murderous intent, Mr. Swallow must have picked up the bottle of medicine, dropped by Mr. Wright, and hid it in his hand. His purpose in doing so can only have been to identify his killer as Phoenix Wright. Order! Order in the court! The fingerprints... Your Honor, I'd like to present this photo and bottle as evidence. Very well. The court will accept them into the record. Crime photo 2 added to the court record. Cold Killer X added to the cold record. Cold Killer X added... Wait, cold... Yeah. Cold record. Also, the victim's wristwatch was broken. Broken? Yes, it ceased functioning when a large wave of electricity passed through it. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have some kind of explanation for all of this? This is really bad. Oh, my buttocks. My poor, poor hemorrhoids. Why do you keep talking about your hemorrhoids? What really happened that day? And who really died? The truth is, I went because he called me. He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at... This is a fucking drug deal! Oh my god! Oh my god! He was dealing some illegal over-the-counter medicine. They should both go to jail. We talked for a bit, and then at around 3 p.m. we split up. Then later when I went back, I found him lying there. I'd been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days. But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. Mr. Wright, that's completely different from the testimony you gave previously. Achoo, achoo, achoo. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was afraid you wouldn't believe the truth. You'll forgive me if I say I hardly find your current testimony any more credible. Ms. Fay, please begin your cross-examination. Oh, please, Mr. Wright, don't tell any more lies. Had you ever met the victim before then? No, never! But that day he called me up and told me he wanted to talk about Dolly. And this Dolly person is my, kind of embarrassing. She's my sweetheart. What was that for, Mia? Oh, I'm so sorry. I just felt like slapping something all of a sudden. God. Dahlia Hawthorne was also the lover of the murder victim, Doug Swallow. Before she met Mr. Wright, that is. So it was one of those nasty love triangles, I see. Was it Mr. Swallow who indicated you should meet at 2:45? Yeah, and we were both there right on time. You said the victim was in the pharmacology department, correct? Yeah, homeless. He was homeless. Yeah. Yeah, he was studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. Everyone called him the alchemist of IVU. An alchemist. Gee. I gotta admit, it was a little suspicious. He had a whole laboratory and everything. It was filled with chemicals and strange machines that run on high voltage electricity. Oh, how fascinating. He sounds like he was quite an ambitious young man. Oh, I do. Maybe I should ask him for some more details. I was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about the pharmacology department. Well, okay, sure. I don't know all that much, though. A little bit earlier in your testimony, you said something interesting. You said the department uses strange machines that run on high-voltage electricity. That's right, and they sure look dangerous. They use non-stick... I think I'm beginning to piece the pixels together. I think I'm getting a clearer picture of what happened. Dear Lord. They use non-standard voltages, so there are high voltage cables everywhere. High voltage cables. Yeah, there are electrical poles set up all around the building. The high voltage cables run overhead around the roof. Finally, I think we're getting somewhere. Wait. Back. You're absolutely certain that you met at 2:45? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. That's the time class ends. But they're always doing experiments, so it doesn't matter much. Experiments? Yeah, those pharmacology guys are always in the lab whipping up something. Well, it looks like he's right about the time anyway. Witness, let's go on with your testimony. Talk for a bit, and we're... So, what was it you were talking about? You know, achoo, cough. Maybe we should hang out again sometime. Hang out again sometime? I wish that were true. So you say you went back. Yeah, that's when I found the body. Yes, but why did you go back in the first place? Weren't you angry with him? Well, that's right, I was. Then why, Mr. Wright, why didn't you go back there? Or why did you go back there? I thought maybe we could make up. Achoo, achoo. Judging by the atmosphere, I'm pretty sure no one is buying this. It's rather unusual to catch a cold this time of year, isn't it? Yeah, I always get a little careless when the weather starts to warm up. Guess I shouldn't sleep with the window open this early in spring, huh? So, did anyone else know that you were taking cold medicine? Well, I always took one after meals. I'm pretty sure all my friends knew about it. Lunchtime. The day of the incident, what did you do for lunch? Huh? What does that have to do with anything? You can never be too sure. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. Dolly's homemade lunches are just the greatest. Her mini omelets are magically delicious. Ouch! Why did you punch me in the jaw? Oh, I'm sorry. I just felt like hurting someone all of a sudden. I think that's enough for now. So the defendant and the victim met approximately at the time of his death. And then the defendant returned to the scene for some unknown reason. Not entirely convinced by the explanation about the medicine bottle either. Let me be frank here, Mr. Wright. Your testimony cannot be trusted. What do you mean? I knew it was too much work for a little girl. However, there is one mystery that still remains. There is, Your Honor? How the murder was carried out, of course. Just how was the victim electrocuted? I don't believe the murder weapon has been produced yet, correct? Well, that is, You are correct, Your Honor. How exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? If I could somehow establish how it was done, maybe I could still come out of this mess smelling like a rose. Your Honor? Yes, Miss Fay? I believe that if we were to piece together everything we've heard up until now, we should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died. That would be the most impressive. Quite the brash statement coming from a rookie. But even a beginner like you must understand the basic rules of the court, yes? An attorney must be able to substantiate their arguments with evidence. Of course I know that. Actually, I had totally forgotten about that. Now then, Ms. Fay, let me see what you've got. Show me how you believe the victim was electrocuted. Well, Your Honor, cause of death was electric shock. And, No. I noticed in the back here, the pole is very, the wire, I mean, is that an electrical pole or an electrical wire? Leave your voice heard in the comment. So you can see here that that's obviously exposed. As for the cause of death, I'd say this picture captures it quite well. What? There's nothing that even remotely resembles a murder weapon here. I'm afraid the defense is going to have to explain this in a bit more detail. Ms. Faye, where exactly in this photo is the murder weapon? Well, naturally, it's right here. That's... What is that? A severed electrical cable, I believe, Your Honor. Remember the testimony we've heard? The machines and the pharmacology students use in their experiments require high voltage. Because of that, there are special high voltage cables strung up everywhere. So then the high voltage cable. Yes, the high voltage cable is the cause of death. That is the most likely explanation. Certainly sounds plausible. Well, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this? Well, I believe some praise is in order. Don't toy with me, old man. Now, the victim's cause of death may indeed have been a high voltage cable. However, I want you to think about what that really implies. The only one who had the opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was the defendant. Achoo. That much is certainly true. Yes, and that's not all. We have proof. Irrefutable proof that will establish that Mr. Wright was the murderer. Well, what is it? His fingerprints. Fingerprints? Fingerprints. You mean that the defendant's fingerprints were on something else besides the medicine bottle? Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, the victim is wearing a leather jacket. And as you may know, leather holds fingerprints quite well. You mean... Yes, it was quite clearly imprinted on the chest area of the victim's jacket. Oh, I have an idea of who did this. It's obviously fucking Dahlia. I can't wait to see her go up on the fucking stand. The palm print of the defendant's very own hand. What? I can only think of one way Mr. Wright could have left a print like that. Intent on murder, he squarely pushed the victim towards the severed electrical cable. Order. That's enough. I think we can conclude that there is no reason to continue with this cross-examination. Stick a fork in us, we're done. Mr. Grossberg, my hemorrhoids never lie. This show is over, Mia. I knew that boy was guilty the first time I saw him. No, you're wrong. Mr. Wright is innocent. No further evidence is required to convince me of this man's guilt. Your Honor, this time I'm prepared to render a verdict in this case. You have something further to add, Ms. Faye? Is this what you want, Mr. Wright? You still haven't told us the truth. The whole truth. You don't say something now, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. I can't just say it. If I told you what really happened, then I'd be... Okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me. Miss Faye, No matter what it is you have to say, I believe in you. And I'll represent you to the very end. We've already established the defendant's guilt. There's no further need for him to say anything. Cough, cough. Wait a minute. You're right. I'll tell you what really happened. I've already told you, Mr. Wright. There's no need for further... Cough. I did it. I admit it. I pushed him. My fault. My fault that Doug Swallow was dead. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's gonna be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that. What you just said, was that the truth? 100 FPS court drama. Yes. This game runs very well on my machine. I should probably frame limit it because PC is running kind of hot. Yes, I was afraid. Afraid that if I told the truth, everyone would think I was a murderer for sure. Well, as things currently stand, we're all absolutely convinced you are. Please give me one more chance to explain. I swear I'll tell the whole truth. It'll be okay, won't it, Miss Faye? I believe in you. Oh, thank you. Still can't believe it. Really did push the victim. Didn't cut the wire. Ugh, feels like my hemorrhoids are... This localization fucking sucks. Holy shit. When did this game come out? What the fuck? Did they redo the localization for this? What? Gotta be kidding me. Nope, it is not the first game. I have played the first two games. It was before the meme. Yes, the game was before. The original game was before the meme. Also, hello. But I'm thinking maybe for the HD version, they redid the localization. ...2004 localized in... Oh, hello, Astro Dude. How's it going? Okay. All right. I can put away my fangs now, probably. All right. Okay, so it was in the original DS version. Okay. Wow, what the fuck? I only know the Bauer the Bauer track. Anyways, when I push the victim, that guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. Should be making my ass cry. You can't just say that. I lost my temper and gave him a shove. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back, but he was just lying there, dead. Liquid death. Throat going crazy. Well, the explanation is really quite simple. When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow flew back and touched the electrical cable. Died from the shock. And that, as they say, is that. Simple explanation indeed. Time of the incident, light rain had been falling. Wet from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted. But when I pushed him, there weren't any electrical cables nearby. If there had been something like that, even I would have noticed it. That's true, even a doofus like him could have missed that. Ms. Fay, let me warn you right now that if your cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict without further delay. Are we clear on that? Yes, Your Honor. Don't give up, Mia. He is innocent. There must be some kind of evidence that's somewhere that will prove it. So, what kinds of things did Mr. Swallow say to you? He said all sorts of terrible things about Dolly. He said that she was a bad girl. Is that all? Yep. Well, Miss Fay, you heard him yourself. Boy, you're not doing yourself any favors here, Mr. Wright. Please don't make this harder for me than it already is. Anyway, after he said that, I just... Can you tell me more about what happened in a little more detail? That guy, he just said what he wanted to say to me. And then he put on the jacket he was holding and started to leave. That's when I lost my temper and flew into a furious frenzy. I just gave him a light, gentle shove to the chest. And when you did that, there was no severed cable anywhere to be seen. Right, there was nothing like that at all. But it is possible that you merely overlooked it. Well, I guess it's possible. God. What are you doing? Don't let that guy steamroll over you like cheap asphalt. I believe what's important here is the moment the push occurred. Let's continue on with the testimony, witness. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A loud noise? And what would you say that loud noise was, right? I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like, snap. You know, come to think of it, I wonder what that was. Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted.
Objection!
You're not qualified to decide that. What should I do? I'm treading on some dangerous ground here. Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important. So try to remember what it was. how do I put it? It was like a sharp crack. Ah, could it have been? Yes. Could it have been? Hurry up and tell us. When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. It fell right on top of it, and it broke. That was probably the noise I heard. An umbrella, huh? He did that... And did that umbrella belong to the victim? Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella, cheap and frail, kind of like the owner. And again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. It was totally soaked to the bone. Ms. Faye, what do you think? Is there something important in that testimony just now? Well, of course it's important. This is it, Mia. New information you've been waiting for. Of course it's important. No, this cheap umbrella is more than important. It's vital. I want to have it officially. I want to officially have it entered into the testimony. Sorry. Mia Fey is having a stroke. How perfectly fitting. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer. Court agrees to the defense's request. Witness, please add the bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony. After I shoved him, he fell down on top of his cheap umbrella. So Mr. Swallow fell on top of his umbrella, and you're certain of this? Yeah, it was right there under him. Actually, if it hadn't been under him, I was planning on borrowing it for myself. The umbrella, you mean? Well, yeah, you see, I was wearing this sweater here. Dolly stayed up late for nights at a time knitting. I didn't want the rain to dampen the handmade symbol of her love. The stomach is not to be used as your personal soccer ball, Mia. I'm so sorry. Continue on with your testimony, witness. Hold on. I mean, the umbrella isn't there. It's just that's not on top of him. That's to the side of him. So clearly that must be.
Objection!
Yeah. Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning? If I had mentioned that, I would have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments earlier. What do you mean by that? Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole. Absolutely right. The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved somewhere, moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive. Oh! Order, order, order. The victim, he moved? Mr. Payne, the umbrella in this photo, where is it now? Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene. I want it presented as evidence immediately. Umbrella added to the cold record. But the umbrella could have simply have been blown there by the wind.
Objection!
According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind. Yeah, but I know this matter of the... Fuck. But as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render the final judgment. Oh! Oh! I must say, I still find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony. Phoenix's testimony added to the court record. Well done, Mia. Mr. Payne, what are you chuckling about? Pardon me, Your Honor. Seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. It was foolish to think I could establish guilt through cross-examination alone. I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying. Let me guess. You have another witness. Exactly, and this witness's testimony will be incontrovertible. Well, who is this witness? Ms. Dahlia Hawthorne. Dahlia Hawthorne? You don't mean Dolly? Your Honor. Defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing. That's right. She was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. What? What? Sorry to break the bad news, my dear. Yeah, probably. Bad news? You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this. Can't be serious. Mia, what do you mean by that? I think this is a very good point for us to stop at. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we will listen to the testimony of Ms. Dahlia Hawthorne. Let me remove my hat. It was a cool hat, but it's really riding up on there. P. Hey, sorry about what happened back there. It's all right. At least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright. Yeah, I guess I can start to relax then, huh? Relax, my boy. You can't be serious after hiding such important facts. But the next witness is my Dolly, right? She'll save me. I just know she will. No, she won't. Why do you think that? Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life, that's why. The love of your life, huh? Do you mind telling me more about you and Ms. Dahlia Hawthorne? Sure, no problem. Dolly and I, we first met about 8 months ago right here in this very courthouse. Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side. Anyway, one day she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here, take a look at this. She gave this to me the day we met as a symbol of our love. She had been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off. But before she gave it to me, she said, "I want you to carry this." So she gave it to you as a present, I see. Darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little Dolly. Certainly is a little bottle, all right. Makes me so happy. I show it to everyone I meet. I want to share my happiness with the whole world. Anyways. So after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating? Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. What What a strange girl, asking for a present back like that. By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne, 8 months ago, it wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it? Huh? Yeah, it was. But how did you... This happened on August 27th, right here in the courthouse. What's this, a newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in the courthouse. Murder? What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, I see. Yeah, I think I understand what you're trying to say. And I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case. You believe there is some connection between these two cases, am I correct? I hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. I need to finish this myself. Ah, yes, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go and have a look in the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find. Thank you. I want to do whatever I can to be of help to you. Yeah. Well, it looks like recess is about over. We'd better all get moving. Intriguing. Recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though. Yes, let us save. And save spots. Spots. Court will now reconvene. Oh, God, throat. Mr. Payne, please call your witness. This next person is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. The prosecution calls Ms. Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand. The fucking butterflies. What's with this stiff silence? In my long career as a judge, I have been deceived by many witnesses. It's my job to doubt, take no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit that you radiate a glow of complete sincerity. Oh, it's gonna be fun seeing her transform into a fucking, like, demon creature. Can't believe he actually said that. Oh, now then, witness, could you please state your full name? Don't worry, sweetie. There's no need to be nervous. If anyone says anything rude, you can be sure I'll cut them down right. Yeah. I will bash them with my gavel. What? Can you hold a judge in contempt of court? Can that happen? I love how they look straight at me when they say that. Yeah, probably. I think she's probably worse than fucking pink bitch. Hot pink bitch named Breakfast. I forgot what her actual name was. Calming my nerves. You're all so nice. I almost feel right at home. Not at all. It was nothing. If we may move on now, what is your full name and occupation? April May. There we go. My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say, an honor for me to be here in your noble presence. The honor is all mine. No, the honor is all mine. Well, we know whose milkshake brings all the boys to the party. Is there something I can help you with? You just go on and say whatever it is on your mind. Sure that there must be some kind of mistake. Feeny? Feeny! Oh, Feeny! Feeny! Feeny, 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 please play. Evil May Cry. He's the best. Feeny, please play Ace Attorney 2. He's best in game. Feeny? What do you mean, Feeny? Feeny wouldn't kill anyone. I just know it. Yes, yes, I can see why you'd say that. Gonna be a tough witness, all right. Feeny. It only took her 12 seconds to wrap them all around her little finger. My boyfriend Fint, no, Fint now, Fint. Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please. I had been planning to go back to Feeny's place after class was over. Feeny and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. That's when Feeny noticed that I was there. I went to go and find some other students, and they called the authorities. I don't know what to say. According to you, Ms. Hawthorne, the defendant didn't do anything wrong. Young lady, as old as I am, even I recall how hot the flames of young passion can burn. Nevertheless, it is my job to discover the truth. Please tell us the truth. But I would never. That's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this to continue. What do you mean by that? Please, just let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies. Hehe. You haven't changed a bit. Mia Fey. Oh, the girls are fighting! The girls are fighting! Ho ho ho! Ho ho ho! What's this? You two are acquainted? Yes. We've met before. Once. Man, this just keeps getting fucking twistier and twistier. In any case, Ms. Fey, the floor is all yours. Good to see you again, Madam Fey. Madam? No one's grandma yet, girly. And you never will be. Now, unless I'm mistaken, Mr. Wright is in the art department. If that's the case, then what were you doing by the pharmacology building? Well, I'm in the literature department. I'm studying Japanese Senryu poetry. Oh, how wonderful. Isn't that humorous? How wonderful. It's that humorous yet satirical style of haiku, yes? Nothing left to do when a man reaches this age. Sleep is his best friend. That's supposed to be poetry? Sounds more like a midlife crisis. For me to get to the art department, I have to walk through that back area. Yes, I see. That makes sense. When I want to enter the courthouse, I always walk through the front doors. Who else will you enter? Teleportation? Could you hear what they were talking about? So, who is this Dougie person? Yeah, these games always took place in the future. When they were released, at least. Oh, I'm sorry. Doug Swallow. We were dating until about 8 months ago. So what were Dougie, Mr. Swallow and Mr. Wright talking about it? Talking about anyways. How can you be so mean? Never eavesdrop. Wasn't raised to be so rude and unrefined. That's right, Miss Faye. Don't drag the witness down to your level. Well, no, I'm not asking it. I don't think he's asking if it's been rewritten. He's just saying, you know, like timeline, like when the games came out, they were set in the far, like in the near future, I guess you'd say. But when the re-releases happened, they were pretty recent to the events of the timeline. So it's not like it's just about the like the timing of like the actual events in the game and the you know the release dates of the game. Nothing to do with about rewritten. If anything, the world has been rewritten around the game. Don't drag the witness down to your level. Why am I being demonized here? Please, go on. What did you say next? Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. Are you saying that the victim just collapsed on his own? Yes. In other words, the defendant never touched the victim. Is that right? I was watching the whole time. Feet never did a thing to Dougie. I press her for no good reason. I know the judge will just get angry with me. Show contradiction. Feeble lies are not very becoming, Ms. Hawthorne, so let's drop them, shall we? What? I would never. Miss Faye, I will not allow you to badger this witness. I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition. That is, she has no supporting. Please don't glare at me like that. I'm just doing my job. Now then, Ms. Hawthorne. The defendant's palm print was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did, in fact, push the victim. What? There's no need to try to cover for the defendant. It would be much better if you came out and told us the whole truth. There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything that you saw. Yes, Your Honor, I will. Don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony. Why does the prosecutor sound like Vicky from the fair? What do you mean, Vicky? I'm trying to make him like snooty sounding. You mean Pain? Looks like we're finally getting somewhere. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. That's just because, I don't know, my fucking voice, I don't know. You didn't see it? Well, I saw the moment when Dougie fell to the ground. At that time, there was only the two of them at the scene. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and the victim, Doug Swallow. Oh, the voice line. Yes, that's right. It didn't look like they were fighting, and I didn't hear anything unusual either.
Hold it!
Oh, his in-games. Oh! I keep forgetting that these guys have in-game voices. Even though they all say objection and hold it all the time. I'm so self-conscious if you couldn't tell. So then, what did it look like they were doing to you? I thought they were having a nice, friendly afternoon conversation. Oh, give me a break. That's why I really wasn't watching them all that closely. Did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all? No, nothing at all, Mr. Judge. Oh, I like the sound of that, Mr. Judge. Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Went to go find some other students, and they called the authorities. When you say students, you mean students from the pharmacology department? Yes, they're all very fond of their drugs. Please try to stay on topic. So, to find some pharmacology students, you went to the labs, correct? That's what I was planning to do, but in the end I wound up not going. A group of about 10 research students came running out of the building entrance. Somehow they all seemed to know what was going on. The students knew what was going on? Hold it. Oh, that doesn't sound good. But how could the students have known what was going on? Well, I don't know for sure that they knew what had happened. It's just they all seemed kind of excited about something. Doesn't look like I'm going to get any more info about the students. So did the students call the police? Yes, I was just so panicked. Yes, well, anyone would have been, my dear. That girl, telling a super obvious lie and she knows it. She's just pretending to protect Mr. Wright. Yes, that's gotta be it. Way to go, Mia. Okay, that means I'm gonna have to dig deep to find the contradiction on this one. What's this newspaper? Very little information is being disclosed at this time since the victim of yesterday's incident in the district courthouse cafeteria said to have been a lawyer. However, the police are questioning the 19-year-old female college student who was sitting with the victim. That clock doesn't say 3... Oh, wait. Yeah, that would be 3:05 on that clock there, right about. Yes, this game is running at 220 FPS. I mean, that's what happens when you limit the game's resolution to 1080p. You know what? I need to pee, so I'll be right back. But this is 220 Feenies per second. This line is suspicious. Uno momento, por favor. Steel Samurai 2 East-based game. I didn't mute my mic at all. What the fuck? Okay. You didn't hear anything unusual, you say? Nope, wait. That's the wrong piece of evidence. Yeah, no. Yeah, there we go. Phoenix's testimony. Feeney's testimony. Feeney, please present testimony. He's based. There we go. You say you didn't hear anything unusual. Is that correct? Yes, it was very relaxed. Look around me. That's nice, but I find that just a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright. He clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise. He said that? If you were really that close to the two of them, why didn't you hear this noise as well? Well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable. But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise like a snap. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression. May I have a moment? By all means. I know the reason I didn't hear the noise. Truth is, I had my headphones on and I was listening to music at the time. Fuck off, bitch. You cannot be serious. You're the most unserious woman ever. Headphones? You mean that both of your ears were... Yes, that is what headphones mean, Pain. Rain was just beginning to let up, but it seems as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end yet. So the sky continued to flash and rumble. Thunder and lightning, huh? Yes. I'm afraid of the sound of thunder, so I put my headphones on to block it out. Well, Your Honor. AirPods. Listen, just because I forgot that the Harlem Shake was a fucking actual dance and not just a meme video. Come on. As you can see, there weren't any contradictions in her testimony after all. Wait a sec. Mia, that testimony just now. She said something that could totally change this case. There was lightning. Women? Your Honor, there is a problem with the witness's testimony. What do you mean? Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct? Yes. What about it? Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere, am I right? Now's not a time for a science lesson, Ms. Fay. Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible that the victim died from being hit by a bolt of lightning? I must admit that the thought had not occurred to me. Just what kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway? This entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered. But that very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was, in fact, the victim of a stray bolt. It appears the defense may be onto something. Could it be that the death was actually accidental? Alright, you did it, Mia. I'll be taking that not guilty now if you don't. I'm hurt that you have such a low opinion of me, Ms. Fay. Huh? I'm not a fool, you know. The prosecution has done its research, Your Honor. Found that there were no lightning strikes on that day at that location. What? What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to this case. Evidence? Mr. Payne? Well, what is this evidence? This affidavit. And who is this affidavit from? The pharmacology students who were conducting experiments in their labs that day. Allow me to read out to the court the testimony of the pharmacology students. All equipment in the labs lost power all of the sudden at around 3 p.m. that day. Was it a blackout? All of the lab's equipment runs on high voltage, Your Honor. So you're saying the equipment lost power because... Precisely. They lost power because of the severed electrical cable. The power outage occurred at approximately 3 p.m., which fits with the time of death listed in the autopsy report. Exactly. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable. According to the students, the cables were very old. They were planning on having them replaced in the near future. See. Apparently, the cables had become so brittle that even the smallest bump would have caused them to break. 255? So what do you call it when two pieces of testimony contradict each other? Or two pieces of evidence contradict each other? Because the students say that the impact happened at 2:55. There was no lightning on that day. Did you not hear? It was a clear and sunny day. So the students say that the impact happened at 2:55, but the watch that the victim was wearing was broken at the time he died due to the electrocution. That watch says 3:05. Unless I'm completely misreading the watch. Then in that case, fuck me, I guess. However, there is one thing that troubles me. If the cable could have been broken by any small bump, then it wouldn't have been snapped if it hadn't been bumped into, correct? Well, I suppose you could say that. Miss Faye, do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of the severed cable? Your Honor. I like how this is looking one bit. I have to come up with something to try to regain some momentum. If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion. Well then, let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break? Well, like, let me show you. Like, cause that's noon, right? And so the hour hand is at 3, and then the minute hand would be at like 5. It was the umbrella. No, it was my attorney's badge. That's obviously the correct response. Who or what? It was Dahlia herself. This is it. This is why the cable snapped. Well, Your Honor, I believe that the only thing that has snapped is the mind of the defense. Ah, that was one of your best lines yet, Your Honor. Oomph. Okay. Let me check the crime photo. Yeah, he was pretty close to the, he moved to the pole. So... it was the victim himself. No. Alright, let me go through the evidence again. No. It was the pills. It was not indeed the pills. I already tried the umbrella. That shit didn't work, man. Maybe this. Maybe this is like actually. No. Yeah, I know. I tried the profiles. It was pain. Yeah, I tried Hawthorne and him and, well... Your Honor, please think back to Mr. Wright's testimony. The defendant's testimony. He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened at around 3 p.m., correct? Yes, that sounds about... That sounds right. Wait, are you saying that... The lab equipment lost power at 2:55 p.m., which fits right in Mr. Wright's timeline. In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage. Yes, the prosecution also came to that same conclusion. And it was that very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted. I'm afraid I can't agree with that. I'm afraid I can't let you do that, Mr. Payne. What's that supposed to mean? Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. That's right. The victim banged into that pole as a result of being pushed. It was that impact that caused the cable to break. Well, that makes sense. Then the victim was electrocuted. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no. That doesn't make sense at all. If the victim was shoved into the far pole, then he couldn't have been electrocuted by the severed cable in the foreground here. Ah! In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim. Order in the court. Ah, the lamentations of my enemy. How I've longed to hear them. It's true, the defense is absolutely correct. There doesn't seem to be any way the defendant could have, Mr. Judge, sir, may I say something? Madame Attorney's explanation said some things that are a little different than I remember them. Oh, what the? Please, just once more. May I please testify one last time, please, Mr. Judge? Of course, it's all right. Just go right ahead and give your new testimony. This is it. Finally starting to show her true colors. The truth is, Feeny pushed him twice. First time was into the electrical pole. That's when the cable broke. Then Dougie tried his best to run away from him, but Feeny caught up and crashed into him from behind. The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted. It all occurred in less than a minute. So, after being shoved, the victim got up, tried to run away. And that is when the defendant pushed him for the second time. So sorry, Feeny, but I just have to tell the truth. Am I doing the right thing? Am I, Mr. Judge? Of course you are, my dear. As painful as it may seem, you are. Now then, Miss Fay, you may proceed with your cross-examination. Ms. Hawthorne, previously in your testimony you said the following. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. No, I'm sorry. To protect Feeny. So that's why you basically lied to the court? Yeah. Yeah. I was a bad girl. I know. Mr. Judge? Yes? Would you please forgive little old me? The fucking audacity of this bitch. Of course he won't. What he did is called oh, come on now. It was just a little old white lie. We'll forgive it this time, but please be more careful from now on, alright? Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Judge. Not at all. Ho, ho, ho. The judge had better be more careful himself. A dark alley is friendlier than that girl. That's an achievement? What the fuck? You're saying you actually saw the victim get pushed into the electrical pole. I know he doesn't look it, but he can be a bit of an imp when he wants to. An imp? An imp! An imp! Oh, really? I never imagined that he would cause an electrical cable to break. And he really is scary when he gets mad. Yes, he sounds like a very dangerous individual indeed. Let me get this straight. You are happily listening to music on your headphones while you watch this scene unfold? Oh. Miss Fay, I'll have to ask you to stop badgering the witness. I wasn't happy. I was so scared that I couldn't even move. All I could do was stand there and cheer them on. Cheer them on? What do you mean by that? Well, I wish the best for them both. That they would each give the fight their all. That's very sweet of you to be so supportive. And what happened after that? That doesn't sound quite right. There were handprints found on the chest of the victim's leather jacket. Mr. Payne, were there also prints found on the back of his leather jacket? Well, no, there weren't. Madam Fay, may I suggest that you listen a little more carefully? I said that he crashed into him from behind, right? My Feeny wouldn't leave any prints behind in that case, would he? Yeah, this part I don't believe. Did you actually witness the moment the victim was electrocuted? Sorry, I didn't actually see it. I turned my eyes away. That's understandable. Yes, indeed. It would have been a horrific sight for anyone to behold. Didn't have much time to come up with her lie, so this is my best chance. Cause of death, 3 p.m. Cable broke.
Objection!
That's enough, witness. Wait, I don't understand. You will in a minute. Could you please take a look at this picture? Oh, that medicine. That's the one Feeny likes to take for his cold. It's not the medicine I want you to look at. It's the wristwatch. Stopped at the precise time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, 3:05 p.m. Yes, and your point is, Ms. Fay? My point is this. What time was it when the lab suffered that power outage due to the cable snapping? Well, according to the student's testimony, the answer is clear. It was 2:55 p.m. Yarg. Would you care to explain to the court, Ms. Dahlia Hawthorne, what exactly happened during this 10-minute interval? The defense proposes that it was during this interval that the real murderer killed Mr. Doug Swallow. The nonsense. The real murderer. Even you can't deny that the time between the cable breaking and the electrocution are completely unaccounted for. Then who was it? Who else are you saying could have done it? Fighting. There's only one person who could have murdered Mr. Swallow. Only after my client had left the scene was there a window of opportunity for the real killer. Ms. Fay, is the defense ready to indict someone as this real killer? Finally, time. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Yes, Your Honor. We are ready. Very well, but remember, if you accuse the wrong person, you will be penalized. Haha, penal. Think very carefully before you speak, Mrs. Fay. Ms. Fay. Now then, Ms. Fay. Let's have it. Who is the real killer? It could only have been you, Dahlia Hawthorne. Why? How can you? It's obviously pain. The defense is grasping at straws. 10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of the electrocution. What exactly were you doing that whole time, Ms. Hawthorne? Were you really listening to some music while cheering them both on as they fought? I find it hard to believe that you didn't lift a finger to stop the men dearest to you. Order, Ms. Fay. I mean, why? That is to say, Ms. Hawthorne, I believe you did witness the two men fighting on that day. However, after Mr. Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Mr. Swallow to his death by your very own hands. Ah! How can you say something so cruel, Madam Fay? Didn't do anything. Miss Fay, this is a very serious charge you are. Your Honor, please, I have something to Get the fuck off the witness stand! Get the fuck down from there! Fucking jump! Not you. You, what is it? Please strike everything the defense said just now from the record. What the? Are you daft? You're totally wrong, Miss Faye. Dolly, she couldn't do something like that. Right. Get back in your... Mr. Wright, get back in your seat. Bailiff, whack his peep. Grab that man. Achoo, achoo. Leave my Dolly alone. Achoo, cough. Yeah, it probably is his first hold it. Man, Mia just looks so fucking concerned. That boy. He's gotten himself in way over his head. Oh, Mr. Grossberg, you're back. It seems I've arrived at just the nick of time. I found the police report of that incident in your newspaper clipping. Thank you so much. This is exactly what I was hoping for. You better take a good look at it. It details how you came to lose your boyfriend. Oh. Oh. Location, District Courthouse Cafeteria. Date and time, August 27th, 4 p.m. Victim, Diego Armando, age 28. Occupation, lawyer. Suspect, Dahlia Hawthorne, age 19. Talk about problematic age gap. Details. Armando ingested It's the fucking bottle. It's the bottle. It's the bottle. The bottle. It's the bottle. It's the fucking bottle. Armando ingested poison while interviewing the suspect regarding another case. Traces of poison were found in the victim's coffee cup. No poison was found in the vicinity on the suspect's person. It's unclear how the poison entered the Are y'all stupid? Y'all aren't for real. Now then, the defense has made a very serious accusation. Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this? Well, really, Your Honor, May I interrupt you for just a moment, Mr. Payne? Don't you worry, my dear. I have this situation well in hand. Sniffle. Go right ahead. Madam Faye, are you seriously accusing me of killing my sweet Dougie? Yes, I am. Not only am I saying you murdered Doug Swallow, but you also tried to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Phoenix Wright. I told you that you should let me handle this. Weep. Sorry, please go ahead. How can you say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my... notion that I would try to frame him is ludicrous. This is all just too much for poor little me to bear. I believe the girl is trying to ask what on earth her motive would be. The answer to that lies somewhere in this police report. I must. 8 months ago, an incident occurred in the basement cafeteria of this building. And then, that same day, the two of them accidentally meet. Your Honor, the defense requests further testimony from Ms. Dahlia Hawthorne. Further testimony? What about? About the events of the day when she first met the defendant. Right. What could that possibly have to do with this case?
Objection!
The witness claims that she has no reason to frame the defendant. Am I correct? Well, I have evidence that suggests that she, in fact, had a very good reason. Very well, then. The court grants the defense requests. Young lady, would you mind staying on for just a little bit longer? Of course not, Mr. J. Get ready for the battle of your life, Dahlia Hawthorne. How I Met My Feeny. Sitcom. That's a sitcom title right there. I first met my darling Feeny 8 months ago. It's like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse's basement reading room. The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. We've been going out ever since that fateful day. We're so lovey-wovey, we literally make
Oh!
We're so lovey-wovey, we literally make people sick. It's just jealousy, I think. Mr. Wright, do that again, and you will be held in contempt of court. And now... It's where you read. It's obviously where you read in a court. Where else would you read in the court? The court? Fuck no. You go to the court reading room. As we used to say in the days of my youth, go get her. So until that time you had been dating Doug Swallow? Yes, I'm a real fool, I know. Letting my emotions change so quickly, I'm ashamed of myself. No, not at all. Look at me, I'm infamous for changing my mind. My critics have even taken to calling me Judge Fickle. Ho ho ho! Maybe you should look for a different line of work. Despite that, however, he always hands down the correct verdict. That's why some people also call him the Great Judgini. Judgini, please. The courthouse reading room, that's a strange place to meet the love of your life. That's not true, Madame Faye. After all, Feeny was not only an out student, but he was also planning on becoming a lawyer. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about you, Miss Hawthorne. What was a literature student? She was reading! Mia, you're a fucking dumbass. Why would a literature student be reading in a reading... Why would a literature student be in a reading room? This line of questioning is a waste of time. It has nothing to do with our murder case. Ms. Faye, I'm warning you, if this has nothing to do with Mrs. Swallow's case. Your Honor, if you'll allow me some latitude, I can establish relevance. Please ask her to continue on with her testimony. What were you doing downstairs in the courthouse reading room? If it pleases you, Your Honor, the answer is simply this. I had come to this courthouse to do some research for a paper I was writing. You were writing a paper? On what? On the relationship between modern Senryu poetry and the criminal underworld. Ho ho ho, that sounds like a fascinating research idea. Am I getting old? Now I've even forgotten what I've forgotten. Again with the midlife crisis stuff? Yeah. Why did that girl really come to this courthouse? Isn't that what you wanted to know? And speaking of forgetting things, you haven't forgotten the police report, have you? I went through a lot of trouble to get it, my dear. So, be sure to read it carefully. So what was it about Mr. Wright that made your heart malfunction like that? Oh, in my personal opinion, he just looks like a typical snotty-nosed college brat. Perhaps to a woman your age, but to me, Feeney is handsome. Perhaps to you, Miss Hawthorne, but to the rest of the planet, he's a dime a dozen. That's mean. Love is a mysterious thing, and I object to this line of questioning. If you were to look at my wife, for example, you might all be shocked. He's telling the truth. It was truly shocking. Beautiful mushroom, growing tall in the darkness. It comes from cow dung. That's the poem that best describes how I feel about my Feeney. Ugh. Are there any bad feelings between you and Mr. Swallow? No, none at all. We parted on very good terms. But that can't be. Our investigation also shows that it was a clean breakup. Huh? Are you sure? Yes, it seems that they both wanted it that way. The victim wanted to break up with her? So you're saying that Mr. Swallow also wanted to break up with you? Well, you see... What a cruel thing to ask a lovely young lady like this. By the way, I've never once considered leaving my wife. No one cares, Mr. Payne. She didn't deny it. That must mean Doug Swallow must have seen through her little act. He must have gotten a glimpse of her true nature. Listen to me, Mia. That woman has the judge in the palm of her hand, you see. So the only way to discredit her is to find a contradiction in her testimony. This is about the best I could do. Ms. Hawthorne, you weren't here because of your research paper, were you? Didn't you actually come here for a much more important reason? What is the meaning of that cocky smile on your face, Ms. Bay? 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse, there was another tragedy. Another tragedy? Do you mean the incident in which an attorney was poisoned? The name of the suspect in that incident is listed here in this report. That name is Dahlia Hawthorne. Dahlia Hawthorne? Yes, the sweetie pie of everyone's eye, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. She was the prime suspect in a criminal case just 8 months ago. This is unbelievable. Order, order, order. It's true then, the loveliest rose can hide it. Miss Faye, that's not fair. You can't slander my witness with an unrelated case. I, Winston Payne, will not allow it. Mr. Prosecutor, I believe I was... Pardon me. Go right ahead. It's true about 8 months ago. Please express some interest in... Am I dropping frames? I hope I'm not dropping frames. If I'm dropping frames, I'm never... Express some interest, huh? Mr. Judge, sir, I know I'm under oath, so I'll tell you the absolute truth. I did not commit the crime that occurred during that incident 8 months ago. I see. Okay, I've tied the two crimes together. Now I've just got to stay on the offensive. Well done, Mia. Oh, you've really lit a fire in my heart and my body. I can hardly tell which is more inflamed, my spirit or my hemorrhoids. Enough about your fucking hemorrhoids, dude. Go get some Preparation H. I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day. I left my seat for just a moment, and that's when it happened. From what I heard, it was a liquid poison that is lethal at just 2 teaspoons. Not only that, but I heard it was a very special kind of poison. You see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that. No, she would. She would. She knows the meth department. She knew that guy. Sparrow. No, Swallow. It's a sparrow. Swallow. Yeah, Swallow would have gotten her the poison because he's the drug guy. And she would have stored it in the bottle. Yeah, I have her all figured out, but where the fuck to press? However, as you've heard from the witness's testimony, she had nothing to do with it. I think the defense is just about out of tricks. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Payne. I'm afraid the defense has many more tricks up its sleeve today. And I'll be sure to show them to you before the end of this cross-examination. Why does the defense suddenly feel stronger? Ah, Mia, you're glowing with a true lawyer's aura, my dear. That proud posture and self-confidence absolutely smashing. What were you talking with the defense attorney? What were you talking about with the defense attorney? Well, I'm sorry, but that's confidential. According to the report, you were being interviewed regarding another case. The lawyer that was killed said he wanted to talk about an incident I was caught up in when I was younger. Why don't you tell us all what that incident was? That has absolutely nothing at all to do with this case. Objection sustained. The defense's question is stricken from the court. You get involved in a lot of incidents, don't you, Mrs. Hawthorne? Well, I guess I was just born under a bad sign. Don't worry, Dolly. I'll protect you. You heard the man. Now that is true love, young lady. Oh, Feeny, please. Gag. Those two are really making me ill, albeit for decidedly different reasons. How long were you gone? I've already answered all these questions for the police. You must know, maybe 10 or 20 minutes. And where were you during that stretch of time? Using the toilet? What are you saying, Ms. Faye? Toilet? My perfect little Dolly doesn't poop. You heard the defendant, Ms. Faye. Better luck next time. Oh, Feeny, please. Police have already looked into this whole matter. This line of questioning is nothing but a waste of the court's time. About how much liquid is 2 teaspoons? Well, let me see. My bottle of eye drops says it's half a fluid ounce, which is equal to 3 teaspoons. About 2/3 of that amount, huh? The poison was found in the lawyer's mug of coffee. Must have been after I left the table. Someone must have quietly slipped it in there. You bitch! Special kind of poison? How so? Well, I heard that it's almost impossible to detect. Oh? And where would something like that come from? I'm sorry, all that I know is what I overheard the policeman saying. They said something about using advanced chemical processes to purify it. Well, chemical processes? Well, that's quite impressive. Most impressive. Better question is, how did the criminal get something like that? Yes, you would. That's the reason they didn't arrest you? Because no one could show you how you could have gotten the poison? I think that's a good enough reason, Madam Faye. She's right, and I think we've had enough of Mrs. Faye's questions. So in essence, the main reason Mrs. Hawthorne, was never arrested for this crime was because no one could show she could have obtained the poison. And all we have to do is find a way, yeah. You wouldn't know how to get that kind of poison? I don't believe you. What? In fact, you had easy access to that kind of poison, didn't you? At your boyfriend's lab. Boyfriend? You mean the victim, Doug Swallow? That's right. Up until 8 months ago, Mrs. Hawthorne was dating Mr. Swallow. Yeah, that's the line of reasoning. And if you'll recall, Mr. Swallow was a pharmacology student at Ivy University. Pharmacology. His laboratory contained highly advanced chemistry equipment. In fact, without such equipment, the culprit could never have obtained such a rare and special poison. Well, Ms. Hawthorne, it seems you had access to such a poison after all. And then it was a matter of slipping it into the victim's coffee when he wasn't looking. The only person who could have done this was the one sitting at his very table. You. No! No. Order, order, order. Could it be? That's nothing but a baseless accusation. May I say something, Madam Faye? What is it, Mrs. Hawthorne? The amount of poison in the coffee was 2 teaspoons, correct? In order to carry that much liquid, you would need some kind of container. Well, yes, that's true. I was searched immediately after the incident took place. Quite true. In fact, the entire courthouse was turned upside down. But they didn't find a suspicious container anywhere, did they? Right. They even mentioned that in the report. Well, you could have easily gotten rid of something that small. Excuse me, madam, this is a court of law. If you're saying I threw the poison container away, I think you need to show some kind of proof. Proof? I have the proof! I have the proof! It's the fucking the bottle! Provide some evidence or I'll have to disallow this line of questioning, Ms. Faye. Unless we can come up with some evidence, we're going to lose this lead. The police conducted a full body search of Dahlia and of the entire courthouse. And yet the container holding the poison disappeared right after the crime occurred. We're going to accuse the young lady of committing the murder. And where is the container the poison was carried in? What happened to it? Boom, bitch! You were forced to get rid of the container in a hurry, weren't you? That's why you passed it on to someone when nothing. That's why you pass it on to someone that had nothing. Someone that you knew wouldn't be searched. Who is this person? Mr. Phoenix Wright, of course. So the defendant was this witness's accomplice? Of course not. She gave the poison to him, disguised as a present. What? But that's... That's a charming little necklace. Is this a little bottle? It's really quite cute. What about it? What does it mean, Mrs. Faye? The day that the witness met and fell for Phoenix Wright was about 8 months ago. August 27th, the very same day as the poisoning ended. Under the pretense of love, the witness gave my client a present. All for the purpose of hiding the one piece of evidence that would give her away. What? Are you saying there's a deadly poison in here? No, there's no longer any poison in that bottle. However, I'm certain if the crime lab were to analyze it, they would find a trace amount. No. Wah. Order in the court. On behalf of Dolly, I object. Are you... Mr. Wright, control yourself. I won't let you bully her like this. Mr. Wright, I thought I told you to stay in your seat. Mr. Wright, why? Why are you going through so much trouble to protect her? Why? Because I'm madly in love with her. Madly in love. I haven't heard anyone say that in a long time. Mr. Wright, have you ever thought about this? Why exactly would a woman like Dahlia Hawthorne want to date you? Well, I guess she must be madly in love with me too. Mr. Wright, please open your eyes. At this point in the trial, I think it should be obvious to everyone. The real reason that Dahlia Hawthorne is dating you is because of that necklace. Dahlia Hawthorne was not and is not madly in love with you. The only thing she's after is that bottle necklace you love to wear around your neck. My necklace? Back there in the waiting room, you said it yourself. Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. What a strange girl, asking for a present back like that. For Dahlia Hawthorne, that necklace is irrefutable evidence of her crime. That's why she absolutely had to get it back. You're lying! But you never gave it back to her. And to make things worse for her, you insisted on showing it to everyone you met. That's why she... I don't believe you. No! That's a lie! Wah. Eek. Mia, are you alright? Ah, the defendant, he's getting away. Bailiff, hurry after him. Mia, are you alright? Yes, I think so. That boy went completely insane. Where's Mr. Wright? Looks like the bailiff caught him, so he should be back soon enough. Thank goodness. Oh no. What is it? The bottle necklace. Miss Hawthorne's present. It's gone. What? That's terrible. Mr. Wright must have grabbed it when he slammed into me. Foolish boy. That's the only thing that could have saved him. What in blazes are we supposed to do now? Mr. Wright, this sort of behavior is unprecedented in the history of this court. Sorry. I'm afraid that your apology is not enough. Mr. Wright, what did you do with the bottle necklace? Give me, Sorry. It's okay, just give back the necklace. I ate it! Ate it! He ate the necklace. What a daft bitch. You what? You ate it? It was too big to swallow, so I had to chew. Are you an idiot? What the fuck is wrong with you? What is he doing now? Your Honor, you've got to stop the trial. Mr. Wright, are you feeling okay? Does your stomach hurt? That bottle you swallowed may have had some poison left in it. It seems the defendant has proven the prosecution's case for us. Clearly that bottle did not contain a deadly poison. How can you be so sure? I think that's obvious. As you can see, the defendant is still very much alive. As for the poison, more like a fledgling defense attorney's overactive imagination. So it would seem.
Objection!
No, there must be some mistake. The bottle must not have had any poison left in it. Either that or the poison must have lost potency. There. All right, rookie. Trusting your client is the most noble thing a defense attorney can do. And it's heartwarming to see that you place this much faith in Mr. But that's how it is for us on the prosecution side, too. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life. Which is why I can state that your assessment of her is completely wrong. That's enough. Unfortunately, Miss Fay, I cannot accept your explanation of the events. But why? This may be impossible for a beginner like you to understand, but in a court of law, evidence is everything. Even after I proved so much, is she gonna get away with everything? Well, now that the suspicion surrounding Miss Hawthorne has been cleared up, I would like to... Mr. Wright. Sorry, Miss Fay. It totally slipped my mind. I'm really, really sorry. I know you believed in me. I feel like I really, really let you down. Mr. Wright. I'm trying to say. There's something I forgot to tell you. What is it? That day, the day I met Doug Swallow. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Last night, someone stole some poison from our lab. Poison? The same thing happened 8 months ago. A drug sample was stolen. She came to the lab that time, too. It could only have been her. That girl is a thief. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that. Is it true? Did he really say that? That's ridiculous. There's one more thing. After I pushed him that day, I got worried and came back to have a look. And she was right. She was there. Dolly was right there. She was crouched down next to him. What? He told me not to ever tell anyone about it, but... Sorry, Dolly. Your Honor, the defendant is... Miss Fay, you tell them. Dolly didn't do it. She's innocent. So Dahlia stole poison 8 months ago, too. Put that together with Mr. Wright's testimony, there's only one possible conclusion. The defense believes that Mrs. Dahlia Hawthorne stole some poison on the night before she killed Doug Swallow. The night before? Naturally, her motive for stealing it was to kill someone. Faye. If you're so certain of your theory, let me ask you this. Yeah, this is your last chance. Think carefully now. There's something that you desperately wanted to get back. Therefore, exactly who was Miss Dahlia Hawthorne planning to kill? Well, it's either Phoenix Wright or Doug Swallow. There was one person that was standing squarely in Ms. Dahlia Hawthorne's way. That person was Mr. Phoenix Wright. Me? That's preposterous. After all, it was Doug Swallow that was murdered. Well, it's true that that's how things worked out. But let's remember that Mr. Swallow died of electrocution, not poison. The person that Ms. Hawthorne was planning to poison was, in fact, you, Phoenix, right? There's no one else that it could be. But how can that be? I thought Mr. Wright and Ms. Hawthorne were in love. Or Mr. Wright. Must be killing him. Hang in there. I'll bring her to justice, I swear it. As I said before, the only thing Mrs. Hawthorne truly cared about, one piece of evidence linking her to that incident 8 months ago. That's right. Bottle necklace. That's all she cared about. But even so, why would she go so far as to murder him? 8 months ago, just after the fall of that attorney in the basement cafeteria, Dahlia Hawthorne could only think of one thing. How to get rid of the bottle necklace as quickly as possible. No, it can't be. It was a pretty good move she made, too. The evidence was missing for a long time. But there was just one big problem. Although she got him to hide the evidence, Mr. Wright refused to return it to her. To him, the teeny little bottle was a cherished treasure. He even showed it to everyone he met. You mean that's why she tried to kill Mr. Wright? Correct, Your Honor. It was to retrieve that piece of evidence. That can't be true. Beanie. The joke you. Oh, shit. Honestly, how can any woman ever count on you for anything? I even told you time and time again to keep your trap shut about me and that necklace. You disgust me. Miss Hawthorne? It appears that we're nearing the end of this trial. Fine. I can tell you plan on making me into a criminal no matter what I say. You are a criminal, Miss Hawthorne. See about that, but first, where's your evidence? Seems your sniveling little crybaby of a client has eaten the bottle as a snack. Well... Hey, old man, are you senile or something? Why don't you say something instead of sitting there with that dumb look on your face? Ms. Hawthorne, what's happened to you? Are you really that shocked? Or do you prefer me this judge? Absolutely no proof you could get a voluntary witness. Well, I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now if you don't mind. We're not finished! Fine. Then ask this nasty old hag to finish up already. Can't let her get away this time. Stop, Mia. You keep on pushing without any evidence. You could pay the ultimate price as a lawyer. The ultimate price? You'd be forced to take off your attorney's badge forever, I'm afraid. No! Better think it over carefully, Miss Fay. Or should I say, Ms. Gray. Well, Miss Fay, can you provide evidence that would establish her guilt once and for all? If I mess up here, my career as a lawyer is... But to be honest, at this point I don't have any evidence that's well-founded. Even so, I'd rather lose my attorney's badge than let her get away with murder. Your Honor, the defense would like to present proof. Impossible! You can't possibly... Stupid woman. It is the opinion of the court that there has already been enough discussion. Therefore, I will allow only one piece of evidence to be presented. Just one? If you are unable to establish her guilt, and I'm afraid that a very harsh verdict will be immediately handed down on right. I understand, Your Honor. I can just imagine the headlines for tomorrow's newspaper. Up-and-coming lawyer plummets to earth before she gets a chance to suffer. He was planning to poison Mr. Wright. If that's the case, then poison was probably there. In there. Well then, Miss Fay, please present your evidence. Show to this court irrefutable proof that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison. Is it the cold medicine? Because if I'm remembering this correctly, and I don't think so. Because if I'm remembering this correctly, Wright left cold medicine. Here it is, Your Honor. The evidence that will prove her guilt once and for all. Yeah, Cold Killer X. Cold Killer X. Phoenix Wright's beloved cold medicine. Does our rookie defense have a bit of a cold? But does our rookie defense attorney have a bit of a cold? If I did, I wouldn't take this cold... I still wouldn't take this cold medicine. After all, it's been poisoned. What? Remember what the defendant said in his testimony? But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. She was the one who took his bottle of Cold Killer X. And then she poisoned it, knowing that Mr. Wright was going to take some. Now you're really grasping at straws. After all, it was the victim, Doug Swallow, that was holding the medicine. I would like the court to recall the crime that happened here 8 months ago. Where did Ms. Hawthorne hide the evidence? Huh? What are you talking about? 8 months ago, the poison was hidden in her bottle necklace, which she then gave to someone else for safekeeping. Someone she had accidentally run into the reading room. My client. Right. Yes, that's right. She did the same thing this time as well. After shoving the victim, Mr. Phoenix Wright left the scene of the crime. That is when the murderer, Dahlia Hawthorne, appeared. With her, she was carrying the poisoned bottle of Cold Killer X. This, of course, was so she could carry out her plan to murder Mr. Wright. I believe she did testify that she was going to meet with the defendant. Yes, and she heard and saw everything that had happened in the crime, including what the defendant and victim were arguing about, and cut the electrical cable. That's when she realized, I can't allow Doug Swallow to live. She used the severed electrical cable to silence him forever. Unfortunately for her, this is when the problem occurred. Mr. Wright, she thought had left the scene, came back to check on the victim. And on top of that, because of the power outage, some students showed up as well. It's hardly any wonder that she was, as she put it, in a state of panic. Recall that she was carrying that bottle of poisoned cold medicine. She must have thought, what if they searched me like they did 8 months ago? 8 months ago? Yes, she disposed of the evidence exactly the same way as she did back then. She had someone else hold it, in this case, Doug Swallow. Oh, come on now, everyone. Surely you aren't fooled, are you? This stupid woman. She's nothing but a filthy, stinking liar. Right, Mr. Prosecutor? Huh? Yes, that's exactly right. Just pure desperation. I wonder which one of us is the desperate one. So, Ms. Hawthorne, this cold medicine, I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some. Well, Mr. Wright ate that necklace of yours, right? Now it's your turn to prove your innocence. What do you say here? If I'm just a filthy, stinking liar, then there's no need to worry. So come on, show us. I dare you to take some of this cold medicine right now. Oh! Do you think you've won? Well, do you me a favor? Jesus Christ. It's just fine. For the time being, victory is yours. Time being. Well, I have a very long memory. You and I will meet again. I'm certain of it. Well, Mr. Judge, I'll see you later too. Okay? Huh? Yes. I'm gonna go spend a little quality time with the men in blue now. I wish you all the best. Well, that's certainly, whew. Finally all over. I refuse to accept this. The defense hasn't shown a scrap of evidence to support their outrageous claim. But even so, your witness seems to have accepted it. I don't care. I'm Winston Payne. And I don't believe one word this rookie lawyer has said. Well then, Mr. Payne, let me ask you this. Yes? Would you care to try this cold medicine? What? Just a little earlier, I could have sworn you said. There, it's all right, rookie. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life. So if she's so trustworthy, then I'm sure there couldn't possibly be any poison in there, right? You see, and here comes the back pedal. Let's go for the re-roll, baby. Come on now, rookie killer. Show this rookie how it's done. How much trust do you really have for this woman? Are you willing to bet your life? Gun. Mm. Mm. Yeah. My hair, it's flying off. My beautiful hair. Ah, no. Origin story. Mr. Payne, about Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Yes, Your Honor. I'll file papers for her immediate arrest. Tragic, but not surprising. I knew there was something suspicious about her from the very beginning. Don't lie, just admit you were wrong. By the way, Miss Fay? Yes, Your Honor? Just me, or did you and Dahlia Hawthorne seem to know each other? Your Honor, whether we did or not has no bearing on this case. Very well. Mr. Payne. Can't be happening. It's a nightmare. It's like losing to my daughter. It appears Mr. Payne has lost his spirit along with his hair. Does the defendant have anything further to say? True. My dear. Golly. Achoo. Very well then. I believe I am ready to pass judgment and bring this trial to an end. The court finds the defendant, Phoenix Wright, not guilty. This court is adjourned. Mia, you are wonderful in there. Thank you for everything, Thank you for everything, Mr. Grossberg. During the verdict, I thought my hemorrhoids were going to explode like Mount Vesuvius. Mr. Grossberg, do you, maybe think that you could stop talking about them? That's rather rude. Anyway, this case really made me think. What does it really mean to have a relationship of mutual trust with the client? Perhaps it is we veteran lawyers who have lost sight of this. Oh, Mr. Wright, congratulations. Thanks. You know, I was thinking... Go on. The dolly that I saw stand up there on the witness stand, I don't think that was really her. What? Yeah, the dolly I know would never have said those kinds of terrible things. Maybe she was like, I don't know, a fake or something. Boy, this poor kid still hasn't got a clue. You need to forget about her, Mr. Wright, for your own sake. Yeah, you're right. Probably for the best. Also, you need to relax a bit more. Try to grow up a little. But of all my friends, everyone says I'm the most grown up. What kind of company does this guy keep? Well, if I know what kind of company that Mr. Wright keeps, it's probably the Butts. Right now, I'm studying to become a lawyer myself. That's what you keep saying. But I thought you were in the art department. Well, yeah, I am. But there's a friend that I desperately want to help. And if I hurry, then I should be able to save him in time. At this point, Edgeworth and Phoenix are not friends. I see. Say, Ms. Fay, a lawyer is someone who can help people when they're in trouble, right? Mr. Wright, I'm still new at this myself, but I think that's exactly what a lawyer is. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna study my butt off. I'll become a lawyer for sure. I hope we see each other again someday. Maybe even in court. It's been 5 years since I was acquitted of all charges. I became a lawyer like I planned and managed to save my friend. But Mia has passed on to a better place. For me, This trial brings up a lot of painful memories. But it also brings up some very precious ones. And memories that I thought would never rise to the surface again. Mia is gone now. But even so, I can hear her in my mind. Phoenix, no matter what, always believe in your client. In a court of law, your greatest weapon is your belief. 5 long years. Something has happened that's made me think back to her words of wisdom. But that is a story for another day. Another day will be. Brand new episode has been added. Cool motherfucker! Coolest looking motherfucker in the series. Oh shit. Oh. I didn't want to start that. Let me open back up the game so I have something. Uh, 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 I didn't think it would start immediately. Uh, uh, uh. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Well then, I'm excited to continue this. It's been so long. And that case was so fun. That trial was so fun. I am so fucking pumped to continue this, but it's getting late, and I'll continue this tomorrow. I'll let y'all know if it doesn't continue tomorrow. But thank you all for coming to watch this tonight. It's been a while since I've had like a big opportunity to voice act in a video game. So yeah, I hope you all join me for the next episode. Take care, everybody, and see you later. Bye-bye.